Once again, welcome to ETSU. I wanted to talk a little bit about undergraduate advisement. So you might ask, what is advisement? Well, here at ETSU, advisement is a continuous interactive process between you and your advisor, which facilitates the development and achievement of your overall goals. ETSU advisors provide mentoring, advice, referrals, and information to help you make wise, informed decisions. The relationship you develop with your advisor is important to your success here at ETSU. So is advisement required? Yes, ETSU requires most students to consult with an advisor before they can register each semester. The following students are required to consult with their advisor before they can register: all students with less than 60 hours of earned coursework, all undeclared students, all students that are taking developmental studies program courses in reading or writing, and transfer students their first and second term at ETSU. Now, some majors require advisement every semester, no matter how many hours you have, so be sure and check with your advisor early before the registration period to determine your requirements. It's also recommended that you confer with your advisor every semester, regardless of your advisement requirement. If you don't have a required appointment, at least touch base with them with an email and make sure you're on track. So you might be wondering, what are my responsibilities? Well, a successful relationship between you and your advisor depends upon shared responsibility. So the student has the responsibility to learn the name and office location of his advisor early in his first semester at ETSU. You have the responsibility to consult with your advisor on a regular basis, to keep your scheduled appointments, to seek assistance with your decisions rather than to expect the advisor to make the decisions. Be familiar with ETSU policies and procedures, know about the ETSU website and the catalog, maintain copies of your program of study, including your general education, proficiency intensive, and graduation requirements, and keep those updated each semester. Be familiar and utilize the information available on GoldLink. Be sure and update your contact information. Make sure your address and phone number is correct in GoldLink. And be sure and activate and regularly check your GoldMail account, because that's how ETSU will talk with you. So know and observe the academic deadlines as posted in the ETSU online calendar and in GoldLink. And follow through with any appropriate action after the advising session. And be sure and verify all your GoldLink transactions, especially as related to dropping or adding classes. And seek reassignment to a new advisor if differences between you and the advisor would happen to develop. And then the advisor has the responsibility to maintain adequate posted office hours and appointment times. And they also have the responsibility to keep all those scheduled appointments and to notify students in advance if it's not possible to keep the appointment. They need to gain the necessary training to effectively advise and guide students. They need to know how to use the ETSU resources, including the undergraduate online catalog, departmental websites, general education, proficiency intensive, and graduation requirements. They need to maintain a complete and accurate advisement record for each student in order to help the student progress toward their goals and graduation requirements. Advisors also need to regularly check and respond to student emails in a timely manner. And they need to refer students to the academic deadlines as posted in the ETSU online calendar and in GoldLink. And then the advisor has the responsibility to assist if there needs to be an advisor reassignment. And the advisor also has a responsibility to understand and comply with the FERPA regulations about sharing information about students. So some of the advising basics I just wanted you to be aware of, and then there's also a resource page later on that will refer you to each one of these different websites. But TBR, Tennessee Board of Regents, requires that all of our students complete the general education program courses. These are such courses as English, math, science. There are also graduation requirements. One of the graduation requirements is the Computer Science 1100 class. It proves that you have proficiency in Microsoft Office. So you need to be sure that you either complete that course, or if you are a proficient in computers, then you may want to go ahead and take the proficiency exam. There are also proficiency intensive requirements for students, and those are listed on the website. Some students may be required to complete developmental studies programs, and these are mandated by your ACT and SAT scores. Some students may also have outstanding high school deficiencies. These courses must be completed before reaching 60 hours. Some of these courses may be met by taking courses in the general education program, so be sure and talk with your advisors about which will meet those requirements. If you are in the College of Arts and Sciences and pursuing a degree in one of their options, then you may be able to choose a BA or a BS, and there will be different requirements for those. Students will have major courses, many students will have minor courses, some will have concentrations. Some students, if you're planning on teaching, will have licensure requirements. I just wanted to remind the students that are planning on teaching secondary ed, like for grades 7 through 12, that you'll be seeing your advisor in your disciplines, such as math or history, but you also need to be sure that you start a folder with the advisors over in the College of Education. You need to do that no later than your second semester at ETSU. We want to make sure that you know the licensure requirements that you need to take in order to graduate.